Hello everyone, it's Pastor Lon, my beautiful wife Robbie Lynn. Glad to have y'all join us for this next Consider spell. As I always say, hope all of you have had a good week thus far, and hope you have a good week, rest of the week and the weekend coming up. Before we get into our subject or topic we want to talk about tonight, we got a prayer request we'd like for y'all to pray, help us pray about, pray for. Y'all remember David Williamson? I shared him on here a month or so ago, a couple months ago. He was the one, the recovering drug addict that gave his life to Jesus Christ and joined our church, and the Lord turned his life around. He's been doing real good for the Lord and drug free now, and we're thankful for that. And a lot of y'all seen him on here, been praying for him. Well, him and his family needs a lot of prayer right now. Unfortunately, they just lost their son, little David, this week. He died. Let's see, it was Thursday. Yeah, I think it was Monday of this week. But anyway, unfortunately, I had to preach his funeral today. So keep David Williamson and his family, the Williamson family, in your prayers. Little David, his son, but like I think it's 33 and a half years old, and but anyway, I won't get into all that. They just need prayer, and just keep the Williamson family in your prayers, and they'd really appreciate it. As far as our topic today, we want to talk about is procrastination.
Say that fast.
Procrastination. That's something I think we all probably guilty of procrastinating in different areas of our life. I know I am. And how about you? I'll answer that. Yep. We all are.
A little bit.
So I want to ask you, how many of you or how many procrastinators do we have on here watching this Consider Spell episode? Be honest with yourself and honest with one another and honest with us. We all procrastinate at different times, and as we go through this, we'd encourage y'all to share in the comments below some of the areas of your life or the things in your life that you procrastinate with, and we're going to name a few and talk about a few here as we go through this Consider spell. You've always heard the old saying, don't put off tomorrow what needs to be done today. I'll give you an analogy of something I procrastinated with this past week. Last Saturday night, me and Robbie and I and Brad and Michaela got supper, and at a fast food restaurant.
Yeah, I have to say that.
Well, I had to tell them about the bag. Anyway, we got home, got Brad and Michaela out of the truck, and gathered the bag, the cups and stuff that was in, especially theirs in the back seat, and put all ours together, put it in a bag in the back of my truck. And I said, I need to go and put this in the trash pile or on the back of my work truck so I can take it and dump it at work Monday. I said, I'll just leave it here. I'll just leave it here in the back of the truck, back seat of my truck. Wasn't hurting anything. So I left it there. Sunday morning we get up and go to church. We drive the truck, open the back door, put Bradley in on the driver's side in the back. There's that bag of trash again that I procrastinated about and didn't put it up the night before. Now I'm having to deal with it Sunday morning.
Sunday morning is like a rat race around here.
Yeah. So what did I do then? I got it out of the truck, put Bradley in the truck, and I put it on the back of my work truck to take to work the next morning.
Put it in a plastic bag.
Just put it on the back of the truck, because you can put trash bags on the back of the truck when I'm from home to take to work and dump the dumpster. But anyway, it rained Sunday night. I get to work Monday morning to dump all my trash, and that bag again I'm having to deal with had busted because it got wet, and everything in the bag was on the back of my truck, and then some of it had flew around the back of my truck, and I'm out there having to clean it all off Monday morning, where if I'd have done what I'm supposed to have done with it and burn it and put it in the trash that Saturday night, I wouldn't have to deal with it Sunday or Monday.
What were you thinking?
When
you saw it?
That I should have took care of this before now. I should have already done something with it. So I procrastinated, and that caused me a lot of headache, just that one bag of trash. Other things you probably I've procrastinated about, you know, your wiper blades need to be repaired on your car. You say, I gotta get some new wiper blades. Well, you don't get wiper blades, and all of a sudden you're in a rainstorm, and that's when you remember you need wiper blades. So that's something else. Any car maintenance, whether it be tires or anything like that on the maintenance on the car, or the not check engine light, but the light may come on to tell you need to change the oil, or the oil life is expired. Fuel filter life on that diesel will expire, and I need to go ahead and change it. One thing about that though, when it usually expires, you'll change it because it'll quit sometime.
Well,
I hadn't tried it since we replaced that part on it, but nevertheless, many things like this we tend to procrastinate about.
another thing, like when we feed the animals, we got the feeders in the pens, or the water. Some afternoons the water will be, they'll have enough water. They're not without water. I'll think, well, we'll just do that. I can just fill them up tomorrow. They'll last until tomorrow. But then the next day something will come up, and we'll be in a rush feeding up, and I'm thinking, oh, man, if I'd have put that water in there yesterday, I wouldn't have to be rushing today to put the water, refill the water.
Or adding the feed,
Yeah.
because lots of times it'll be like half full or like quarter full, and you say, well, I'll just, cause the last thing you want to do if you got them on an automatic feeder like that is let them run out, because once you got them regulated, they don't seem to eat slower, and don't be so crazy at when you got to feed them. Well, the next day you go out there because you procrastinated and didn't go and fill them up when they were almost out. Now they're running around. I wasn't going to use the term like chicken with the head cut off, but that might not be good when we talking about chickens. But they be running around acting crazy and bad.
Like they're starving.
Like they're starving, and we should have filled up the feeder yesterday. It's bad when you get,
like when you know the grass needs cutting, and you say you could have cut it like today. It was overcast, nice. It wasn't raining. It was kind of, the humidity wasn't that bad. And I thought about cutting the grass today, but then sometimes when you put it off, then tomorrow it might be raining and I won't be able to cut it. So
or it might be scorching hot.
Yeah, so you have to wait 2 days before you cut the grass, and it's that tall instead of that tall.
I was going to say, because it grows real fast this time of the year, and
The rain will make it
it's
grow
worse
faster.
on the lawnmower when you wait that long. Then it piles up when it cuts it, and you have to go out and rake up the shavings or something. So, but if you do, you put them in the compost pile.
True.
So, some other things that you may procrastinate about, or probably we all do at times, is our health. Like, prime example.
Dentist.
Yeah, that's you took the words out of my mouth. I needed to go to the dentist. Got a wisdom tooth back here on the top, needs to come out, and I put it off, and sometimes it would hurt, sometimes it wouldn't hurt. Well, we went to Cherry Grove. We went on vacation a while back, and a couple of days down there, I put it off, and I put it off. I had a toothache several days, and I'll tell you a little funny story about that. I went in there and talking to Bradley. He knew I didn't go to the ocean with him that day.
Yeah.
And I went in, and his mom had told him that Daddy had a toothache, and he went in there. I went in there talking with him. And he was asking me about it, talking to me about it. He said, "Daddy, we pray to Jesus that your tooth feels better." But then he looked up there, and of course he can't see me. He looked up there and said, "But you may want to try a dentist." I'm like, "Wow!" Said the blind man. But guess what?
Honest Abe.
Guess what? Since I left the beach a couple weeks ago, come back home, I hadn't had a toothache, and I still hadn't been to the dentist.
Well, I think they kind of put your appointment off too, didn't they?
Well, they did, but they've called me back since. They want me to reschedule, and I hadn't called them back.
Told me about that.
Nope, kept that to myself, procrastinating. So I got to go get that tooth out, and I got some other dental work need to get done. So stuff like that, we tend to put off, and it causes a problem. Another thing I procrastinated on was being the pastor of the church, and I told you that unfortunately, David Williamson's son, little David, passed away this week. Well, we have a small church and a small cemetery, and I have to go down each time with the funeral director, and somebody passes away in church, and mark off the grave plots and stuff. And I've been meaning to get it down on paper and number it, or put letters by, alphabet by it, or whatever, so people could start. I mean, that's something you don't really want to think about, but everybody's going to need a place unless the rapture takes place. while you're on this earth. So I put that off and didn't think any more about it until I had to go down there and mark out little David's grave yesterday and today. So actually, yeah, yesterday. So things like that, we procrastinate on, and most of the time when you procrastinate about something, it causes you a lot more problems later than it would have if you went ahead and done it, ahead of time. You say?
Yeah, definitely. Just like with weeding the garden. When you see the weeds, when they're this small, you keep putting it off, they're going to keep growing, and then by the time you get to them, they're going to be harder to get out of the ground.
Or how about,
get them while they're that little.
Or how about when you need to pick the beans and the peas, they're ready, but then you say, well, I got to do such and such today, I'll pick them tomorrow. Well, like you said, it rains tomorrow or something else comes up in your family or your life, you got to do that the next day, and then you go back out in the garden and they've already started drying up. So procrastination is a big problem, probably with a lot of people on here. I know it is with us too many times. But also, there's a lot more personal things, everyday life things we could probably talk about procrastinating about. Even I've had this in the ministry, procrastinate and not be obedient and go talk to somebody about the Lord, and then they either pass away or go into we're sick and I didn't get by there in time, put it off to the next day, shame on me. But then they go into a coma and I may not get to talk with them about the Lord. So even something like that is that'll really mess with you. But as far as everyday activities and stuff we deal with, lots of times we procrastinate about getting prepared for storms and hurricanes and power outages, whether it be from a hurricane or ice storm or many things you can think about that cause the power to go out. We procrastinate and don't get prepared, and the only time we think about it is when the lights go out.
When a storm hits, we don't think about preparing before the storm hits.
We've been procrastinating now by getting some firewood cut and split. And got just a little bit over there.
It's August, but December will be here.
Yeah, we need to be cutting it now, and we haven't done that yet. Y'all don't think we're not lazy? We always busy, but we procrastinate.
We don't think because we don't need it. We don't think about it. You don't think about it until you need it.
Unfortunately. So with all that being said about the things we've talked about so far that we procrastinate about, we also need to not procrastinate about being prepared. Without saying too much about it, with what's going on in the world today, the unrest and the
rumors that are going
the
on.
rumors of mandates and stuff like that, you need not procrastinate about maybe stocking up on some things.
Because I've heard several people say that the shelves things are disappearing off the shelf quickly.
And
say it that way.
We don't want you to panic and go out and buy up everything, but you need to
start panicking.
Well, I'm just saying, but you need to. If you panic and run out in fear, lots of times you make bad decisions and choices.
I'm a panicker. I can online start ordering stuff.
So,
Amazon.
we would just encourage you to
Hey, I think we need one of these.
Stock up on some toilet paper, stock up on water, canned food. Make sure your animals, like I said, canned goods and water. Water is one of the main things.
Well, we've been procrastinating about getting another well, for that reason. Because if the power went out, our pump would have to have power. And
you've been procrastinating. I've been trying to get you to buy that, get that well. Let's go ahead and spend the money to get that well down.
I don't want to spend the money. I'm a penny pincher.
Pennies ain't gonna do you no good when everything's.
Yeah, but I think about how much food I could buy with that money that we put the well down with.
Well, you won't be able to eat the food if you don't have water.
Well, we can. Well, there's ways around it. We could. You got a way around it.
Yeah, I do. I could.
But you just want the convenience of just having it already.
I want to have it.
And I don't like it anyway.
I want to have it where I like when my grandparents used to have a pitcher pump in the backyard that they used all the time. I would like to have it if we wanted to go get some of that good cold water at the pitcher pump just just for making it feel right on the homestead.
But I would like to do it ourselves. Try to do it ourselves.
Well, we got some guys that might see, he might be watching this video. We got some guys that,
J-O-E.
we might be got some guy in B-I-L-L. We might be got some guys that want to, I can get, if I buy the material, they help
I
me
feel
put,
like we can do it if
put
we
the
just have a
well
little
down.
guidance.
Well, we put one down with another guy that used to work with us, but he's older now. He probably could still do it, but
He can probably tell you how
or
to
tell
do
me how to do it. Or we could go on YouTube and find out how to do it.
I've kind of been searching around a little bit.
So, and I think we could do it. I just need a little bit of guidance to get it done right. I'll put it that way. So, anyway, but that's things like that we procrastinate about. Just like cutting that pasture out there. I've been wanting to get it, but the reason I hadn't really been procrastinating about that, I don't have a tractor to cut it, but I got a guy that'll let me use a tractor, but he don't have a trailer for it, and I ain't been able to find a trailer. And another guy at church gonna let me use his tractor, but it's in the shop and he can't get it out. Can't bring it to me until he gets it out of the shop, and they don't have it ready. So my grass, that pasture's gone from about between ankle and knee high up to
Thigh high.
thigh high. So
Well, we need some sheep.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't have a grass problem. We gotta not have a sheep problem.
Yeah, or not having enough goats or cows or something problem, but. So what are some of the things that y'all procrastinate about? We can't stress enough that you need to be prepared for something as simple as going without power for a few days. I mentioned on one of my devotions this past week about clinging to that lantern, that well-lit lantern. There's so many things that could go wrong to cause the power to go out, or us to have the need to be self-sustainable. And I think if you procrastinate, then you're going to be in the rat race at the grocery store, and the rat race we seen what happened when the fuel line the gas line shut down a while back.
There wasn't much you could do about that. Really.
No, but I'm just saying, we just see how it's going to be when something goes down. So
when the next thing goes down, but I think it's coming quickly.
I do too, but
I mean, we need to use this time wisely in between and get more prepared.
Yeah.
Because even when you think you are prepared, you're not.
You said it the other night, we are more prepared than some, but not near as prepared as others. Now, we're not living in fear, but I think the Bible is encouraging us to be prepared, one, to meet Jesus, but also that tells me a man that don't take care of his household is worse than an infidel. So my responsibility is to take care of my wife and family and anybody else I can help along the way. But if I procrastinate,
then you're going to have a child coming up to you saying, "I'm hungry, Daddy." And if you don't have anything to feed that child, then you're going to think, "I should have done better." I
can't remember I was thinking about this the other day, but one of the main reasons that people procrastinate in America, I don't know about some of the other countries of y'all that's watching on here, and I know y'all chime in and give me some input from other countries that I know y'all from, not the ones of you not from here. But I think one of the main reasons in America that people procrastinate is because we've had it so good for so long.
And two, people just live from day to day, week to week. They don't.
Yep, they always feel like
the future.
You know, the grocery store's gonna always be
there.
stocked, and the fuel's gonna always be there, and so we don't procrastinate. But I mean, we don't prepare; we procrastinate, and we all do that. All Americans and probably people in other countries procrastinate, whether it be about your health, whether it be about supplies, whether it be about maintenance on your vehicles, and spiritually. A lot of people that
I'll get right later.
Yeah.
I'm going to get right later. I'm going to do this.
Little David was 33 and a half years old. Matter of fact, about the same age that Jesus was when he died, when he left this earth, when he died on the cross. But I let him know, and you know, death has no respect to person. So don't need to procrastinate. Talked to a guy at funeral home this week and told him that, look, you know, you need to make sure where you stand with the Lord, because death has no respect to person.
Don't put it off.
Don't put it off.
Not promised tomorrow.
May not have an opportunity. But enough about that. Let's get into a devotion. So, procrastination. Do you procrastinate or not? And if so, what do you procrastinate about? I'm anxious to see what they say.
I mean, you could have a book on it.
We don't have enough time to sit here, and the video would be too long and even more boring if we talked about everything that we procrastinate about. But as I said, I do want you to please leave us some comments and let us know some of the things you procrastinate about, some of the things you need to improve on, some of the things that there's gonna be a lot of stuff that you're gonna think of we didn't mention on here. And we like for you, to hear some of your things that you procrastinate on. We'd like to say too, we're slowly growing, slowly picking up more subscribers along the way. Some of them here in America, some of them in other countries. So we thank y'all for subscribing to our channel, and the ones that's been here with us for a long time. We really appreciate y'all. There's several of them on here, and I'm not going to put their business out on YouTube, but I encourage you to pray for our YouTube family, your YouTube family, because there's several of them on here that need a lot of prayer right now, battling diseases, doctor reports, going to go checkups and stuff like that. And please remember David Williamson and his family, as he lost his son this past week. Remember us, that we'll always be in God's will, and do what he's called us to do. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, I wanted to ask y'all, I would like for all of our subscribers, if you don't mind, if you want to, we encourage you to send us a card in the mail with your name and your family, and we'd like to have a picture so we can,
put a name with a face.
Yeah, it kind of like, when you see the name, when a comment, you think you see the picture, and or either we could, when we're praying, if you got a special request, we can look at the picture and put a name to a face. It's just something we thought about last time.
What I thought about doing was taking, like in my office somewhere, in your office, we got an office out in the building behind the house, or both. We could maybe get a board and put those, put y'all's pictures up there.
I just thought that would be cool.
And some of you on here, we still want your picture, but some of you on here got YouTube channels. We know what you look like. We met some of you, but you still can send a card and a picture.
It's just nice to get a little information about your viewers.
Hey, we're not.
Several of them have sent information.
Yeah. Getting a lot of emails, or several emails from different subscribers. We appreciate that. Some of you hadn't answered you yet, and some of them we have.
Yeah. We just don't want your views and your comments. We like to know more about you and, get more. Even though we can't physically see each other in person, we can, it makes you feel closer to them when you
It does.
know more about them and more history. And y'all know all about us, so.
Yeah, and learning more every day.
Yeah, sometimes too much.
That's something we're going to talk about probably in another video, is about some of the things about us, some of the things we like, some of the things we don't like, some of our fears we have. Don't tell them right now. Keep them in suspense. But we're going to talk about some things about us, and maybe y'all can talk about some things about yourself. But she came up with that idea about sending us some cards in the mail with prayer requests and some pictures. I think that's a great idea. We told y'all maybe the last time or the time before, this is more than YouTube for us. This is like our extended family. Because I thought about something today when little David passed this week. There's a lot of people in my family and their family that would have been at that visitation, would have been at that funeral, but because they're not here anymore, we're becoming those people. Matter of fact, we were just talking this week. If I lived the year 2025, I'll be been out of school for 40 years.
You don't have to tell everybody that.
That's crazy. 40 years. I remember I used to wait to get out of.
Sound old.
Just sound old. I'm not old.
Oh, you're letting people know.
But anyway, I was just thinking about how we need one another more on YouTube, you know, the comments back and forth. Notice somebody's praying for you. Put a name with a face. I just think all that. And don't procrastinate about sending us a card. Don't procrastinate about sending us a picture or a prayer request or something about yourself. The two that sent us email lately is Patty and Brian from Colorado. Really? And then Valerie from South Carolina. She don't live far from us. I got that email. I just haven't responded back to you yet. And but we'll get together on that as well. And I just think that would be a great idea to, you know, to meet one another as well as have pictures and cards and stuff from one another. Because it's like she said, it's like a family, not just a YouTube channel.
I don't know what y'all's weather is like.
Nice here tonight.
I think it's down to 60s.
I got up this morning, I'm like, wow, this is August? It really like upper 60s here this morning in South Carolina. And it's been about 75 all day with a kind of overcast and breezy. It's breezy here tonight under the porch.
Was it yesterday afternoon I was in the garden? Yeah.
Yeah,
and it felt kind of like it was almost fall feeling.
Yep.
Like I can't wait till fall.
I procrastinated about changing the oil in my truck early this week when it was hot, but the Lord watched out for my foolish self, and I was able to change the oil while it was cooler yesterday.
And drizzling rain.
And drizzling rain up under my little shed out there. So anyway, like every comes to the spell, you know, we kind of relaxed on these videos and want your input and want to get to know everybody better. We're praying for y'all. Y'all pray for us. But like all of them, we hate to end this. It's crazy. I feel like that we're talking. I mean, we're gonna be talking to y'all when you listen to this video. But I feel like we're sitting there having a conversation.
We're gonna have to do a live. We're gonna have to break down.
That was what I wanted to ask. I want y'all to let us know your opinion on if you think we should go live. I'm not saying every week, every other week. What is your
cut out your bloopers?
I don't care about bloopers. I am what I am by the grace of God. What you see is what you get. So remember the pictures and the cards. Let us know something about yourself, prayer requests, as well as let us know what you would you join us. I guess what I'm saying. Yeah. If we were to go live once a week, once a month, once every other week, whatever.
Try it one time and see how it goes.
Yeah. So just let us know about that, what y'all think about that. Still gonna do our videos like we always do, but every now and then go live. I see a lot of people doing that. Let you know.
Well, I feel like you can communicate at that time live. I mean, it'd be more like you're talking on the phone.
And you can even drop a link if I can figure out, have enough sense to do it, where some people could come on up there like some of these others do, and we might better do that in a second. Yeah. But anyway, we'll get to that. But we just love y'all. We love being on YouTube. We love being a part of YouTube. We got other channels we like to watch, and hopefully y'all like watching us. But we love and appreciate all of you. And until next time,
gotta chill.
That's a good thing. Until next time, remember, Jesus Christ loves you, and Jesus Christ is the answer for any and everything you're dealing with in life. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of the week. Bye-bye.